Chromium. What is it? Technically, it's an element with the atomic number 24. It is a hard, brittle metal that has a gray color, resists tarnish, and has a high melting point. Here's some chemical structure diagrams as well as a chemical formula, Cr+6. As for class, it is considered to be a carcinogen due to some of its effects it has on the human body. It could also be considered a mutagen because it can have some effects on the genetic material. Alright, so where is this chromium thing found? Well, the substance can be found on cars, bicycles, on certain wood, leather, stainless steel, in the human body, and it occurs naturally. Chromium plating, for example, produces a smooth silver finish that is highly resistant to corrosion and makes it a popular choice on vehicles. That's all well and good, but why should we care? Well, first, it affects our environment. Many processes release chromium in the form of Chromium VI, which is naturally occurring in our bodies already. Hexavalent chromium, or Chromium VI, is the dangerous one. It enters the environment through three major ways. The first is leather tanning. The process of converting an animal hide to leather is called tanning, and can use either vegetable tanning methods or chrome tanning. Chrome tanning is faster, and the substance is used to displace water and bind to collagen. Another use of chromium is to treat and preserve wood. Lastly, it is used to coat steel and other alloys or materials. This can range anywhere from cookware to wheels on a car. Electrostatic painting and chemical manufacturing are a few examples of other ways chromium is used and can be introduced into the environment. Chromium can also pollute water. Groundwater contamination can occur due to seepage from chromate mines, improper disposal of mining tools, supplies, and manufacturing equipment. An example of this is the seepage out of contaminated wastewater being held in evaporation ponds. Chromium can affect our air quality too. One way this can happen is through coal manufacturing. Although chromium does not tend to stay in the air for extended periods of time, this can eventually lead to water and soil contamination. This poses a future threat as chromium can seep into the water and negatively affect aquatic life as well as human life. Aquatic species are most affected by chromium. Water contaminated with chromium will not build up inside the fish when consumed, but can clog gills and cause respiratory problems, lower ability to fight disease, birth defects, infertility, and tumor formation. As for breaking down, the physical half-life of chromium is 27.8 days, but biologically, its half-life is 616 days. Active carbon and ion exchanging filtering methods are both effective ways of eliminating chromium contamination in water and breaking it down faster. Alright, that was a lot of hard facts, but chromium can actually be pretty detrimental to humans, so it's kind of important. We can be exposed to chromium through air exposure in industries, cigarette smoke, or by living near waste facilities. We can also be exposed through contaminated water and trace levels in a variety of foods. Chromium III is essential to human vascular systems and metabolic systems, as well as its use in combating diabetes. Overexposure, however, can cause a rash and slightly more serious symptoms. Chromium VI, on the other hand, is a lot more dangerous. Airborne exposure can lead to lung cancer and other respiratory problems, such as bronchitis. This can also cause irritation in the eyes, throat, and nose in large concentrations. Also, skin conditions can result if the person is allergic. This is called allergic contact dermatitis and can cause swelling and itchy rashes. Other effects include allergic reactions, skin rash, nose irritations and nosebleed, ulcers, weakened immune systems, genetic material alteration, kidney and liver damage, and continued exposure can result in death. When looking at how chromium affects people of different age, no tests have been done to specifically determine this. However, it is likely that children would experience enhanced effects due to a weaker immune system and more cell division during growth. Developmental problems could occur in humans due to part and chromium toxicity in mothers during childbirth. As with any toxic substance, there exist regulations to help keep it in check so we don't drop dead from chromium poisoning. The EPA has established a maximum contaminant level of 0.1 milligrams per liter for total chromium in drinking water and bottled water. It is reviewing the effects of hexavalent chromium further and may set more limits on the substance in the future. OHSA has set a legal limit for hexavalent chromium of 0.005 milligrams per meter cubed chromium in air averaged over an 8-hour workday. A lethal dose of Chromium VI is somewhere between 50 to 100 milligrams per kilogram. Finally, what can be used instead of chromium? Tin and zinc are a few basic options. A specific alternative is an iron phosphorus alloy produced by an electroplating process, topped off with an electrode deposition of tin of a few microns thickness. This is an ideal and safe replacement for traditional chromium plating. Chromium III can also be used as a safe alternative to chrome plating, originally done only using Chromium VI.
Okay, what's going on here? Why is everything chrome?
Everything is chrome in the future.